Frank here with Dunes and Stoned, and I'm here with Matt from Castle.
Hey man.
How you doing?
Good.
So you guys been on the road here for a little while, right?
Actually, let me stop you. Do you want to get the light turned on? Because you look like some kind of... Look like
ghoul?
you look like a ghoul sitting in the back, yeah.
There might be a light. See if this works.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right? Okay.
It actually looks really cool.
All right.
You still look kind of ghoulish though.
Oh, that's good though.
All right.
That's good.
We're rolling, yeah.
All right,
Ghoulish and
let's start over
stoned, right?
Yeah. All right, Frank here with Doomed and Stoned, and I'm here with Matt from Castle. How you doing?
Good.
So you guys been out here on the road for a little while, right?
Yeah. It's our fourth show, so it started on Friday night in Riverside. Oh man, that thing's gonna kick off, eh? That light. Hey Jimmy, just doing an interview, man. I moved your bag up onto the thing.
It was like dripping on me the whole time.
Dude, you need something?
It's cool, man.
All
You're
right.
doing an interview right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be out here.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna walk around for a bit.
Oh yeah, man, you got lots of time. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, thanks. I'll hit you up in a bit for the coffee.
Cool, man.
Okay. All right, sorry, man.
Again. It's all good. Is this gonna turn off again? It doesn't matter. Let's go wing it. If
You
it
know
does
what?
turn off,
I can just leave this door open. It'll stay on.
okay.
All right.
In case it does turn off, just keep camera on.
Yeah,
We're
we're just gonna keep
improvising
rolling
here,
this
man.
down, yeah.
We'll do this.
We're gonna make it happen somehow.
We'll make it
yeah.
happen.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Frank here with Dune and Stone, and I'm here with Matt from Castle. How you doing?
Good.
All right. So you guys been out here on the road, and you said this is your fourth show, right?
Yeah,
Tonight?
fourth show, man.
So we're out here in Anaheim at the world famous Doll Hut.
Oh, first time.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking your cherry here today.
Yeah.
How's the road been treating you guys?
It's been great. You know, it started off in Riverside. That was a great show. San Diego last night was really cool. You know, we've hit most of these cities before, so you know.
Oh yeah, you guys are busy.
tapping into like you know, people that have seen us before and friends of ours, bands. It's something we've been wanting to do for a while, like an all California tour, and especially in the middle of winter, what better place? You know, to do something like that.
Yeah, about I saw you guys the first time when you were out with the sword.
Oh really? Cool.
Yeah, and I remember I said this band is gonna blow up soon.
Oh wow.
I know
Yeah.
it. And
Cool.
well, here we are, right? Playing
Right
together
on.
and whatnot. So since you guys have played on that tour, have you seen a spike in I want to say interest in the band, or?
Yeah, I mean, something like that was a big opportunity for us to play for a lot of people. I wouldn't say that every person there would be a potential Castle fan, you know, but we definitely reached some new people, and you know, the more we tour, any tour really kind of builds your fan base. But you know, we're constantly finding that, you know, when we play a city, like kids will come up and say that they first saw us at a sword show. So yeah, I mean, it definitely added to the draw that we have around the country, being a high-profile tour. You know?
Yeah, I think part of one of the things that makes you guys very accessible, I want to say, is you have this very infectious. It's kind of like a doom-laden sound, but it's also very like old school heavy metalish. It's got some things in there. Is something intentional, or is this just something you naturally write?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I think it's probably both. You know, like it's just ideas start coming out, and that's, you know, kind of like the palette that I work from. You know, it's what I grew up listening to, and it's what I still listen to. It's what I like to play. You know, so you know, it's kind of starts with that, just the enjoyment of writing from that perspective. And you know, like when Liz comes around to adding vocals and we start to arrange it, then it kind of takes on its maybe the actual, you know, Castle sound kind of comes a little bit more forward, but it definitely starts with you know, that old school heavy metal vibe, which is just a lot of riffs, you know, and like some quality of it, you know, like just, it's, you know, you can headbang to it, you know, but then we like to try to put those ideas into like a song structure, you know, you know, make a song interesting and make it go somewhere. So all those things are kind of like at play when we're writing, you know.
One of the coolest riffs I've heard in a long time is the want to say the pregio on the corpse candles.
Oh, yeah.
Such so unorthodox.
Cool.
How exactly did you come up with that? Did you just one day just say, "Oh, this sounds kind of cool," or what?
Much like the name of your blog, Doomed in Stones, was the setting of that
Okay.
writing of that riff, man. Like, you know, it's just you know, sometimes I just sit around and, you know, almost like play scales, you know, or just make up scales and start with practicing things that mutate into something. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. And that might have came from something like that. Like, I'm not a trained musician or anything. Just kind of like let my mind wander.
Hey, rock and roll, right?
Yeah, you know, kind of go for what sounds cool to my ear. That's pretty much the extent of it, man.
Sometimes those guys that just wing it are some of the
Yeah,
best, right?
it's funny because that riff, now that you mention it, just, you know, talk about you know, people would write comments and stuff, you know, like probably people that were more of the trained school of music. It's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell is that? And, you know,
But it sounds cool.
yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw my my hat into the ring of all-time greats or anything. That's for fucking
I
sure.
remember when I first heard it, and I saw your fingers dance around. I was like, what the hell was that?
Yeah,
Looks like a
cool.
spider going across the neck there.
Yeah.
I myself have tried to play it a few times. I still can't get it right, the whole song. But it's definitely one of the coolest riffs I've heard in a long
Hey,
time.
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I want to say, or how do you feel about when people kind of say you guys are a rather unorthodox band?
I think that's pretty. I mean, that's fine with me. You know, some of, you know, they're just kind of like the, kind of trying to be conscious about what we're doing. You know, even from the beginning was trying to do something different. You know, that was the original idea of writing on our first record, trying to, you know, take chords that I don't even know if, you know, they're really meant to be played side by side with them, you know what I mean? Like trying
Just
to make,
go with it, huh?
yeah, trying to make stuff that was dissonant, melodic, you know, and try to create tension and things like that, and just do it a little bit different, you know. So unorthodox is definitely a word that I would say that's fine with me, you know. Some of my favorite bands that have kind of created their own sound, bands like Voivod and stuff.
Oh man, props on that one.
Yeah, for
Finally
sure.
getting the
like,
respect they deserve, right?
Oh yeah, a long time coming. I mean, so yeah, it's definitely almost. I guess it would be a compliment.
Okay, yeah, no, I
Sure.
I totally think that you guys are a very unorthodox band,
Cool.
and everything from the vocals to the tempo changes to some of those weird riffs that you play that just sound really good.
Yeah, right on.
You guys are definitely
Thanks.
very unique. So on to albums. Under Siege is out and kicking, right? And
Yeah.
I believe you guys have some copies with you right now, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
What's are you, now that it's all said and done, what's the reception been? Because on the internet, especially on Doomed and Stoned, we do kind of like a request, kind of like a podcast. We always get songs from Under Siege being requested.
Oh wow, that's really cool, man.
And
Yeah.
I want to say A Killing Pace, the music video is so cool.
Thank you.
You guys are very music video band.
Yeah, I mean that was another thing that we tried to do right from the beginning. Like we have friends that are that work in that field, you know, and guys that come from music backgrounds and guys we used to play in bands with back in the day, and you know, so it's kind of part of the Castle family. It's this like group of people we work with, and you know, I always felt like our music was visual.
Yeah.
To me, it's like inspired by movies and, you know, stuff like that, and you know, I try to tell stories with the music and the words, and so it just goes well with it. And for us, it's a fun way to get the music heard.
A face to a name, definitely.
Totally, and just in the vibe too, kind
hard.
of like counterpoint like the mood of the song with some visuals, right?
Oh yeah, you guys have some cool visuals, especially on Corpse Candles.
Oh yeah,
cool candle. Yeah, that's really cool. So it is a thing that you guys strive for. So
Yep.
music videos
For sure.
are your thing, and well, it looks like it's working really well.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
Yeah. So any bands that you are looking forward to playing with on the road right now? Any underground bands that?
Oh man, like this whole tour reads like like bands that we like and respect and are friends of ours, really. And it's just a way for us to kind of like, make, touring can be a little bit, a bit of a grind, and it's cool when every night you get to see a different group of friends, and bands like Behold the Monolith from LA that we're doing a few shows with, a band from DC called Baracho who we played with over in Europe. Yeah, and they're an awesome band, and they're coming out to do a label showcase, and we were able to get them on a few shows in Oakland and then in Los Angeles. So they're another band we're doing a few shows with. A lot of the bands, every night, like we've played with once or twice, along the way over the years. So it's cool. We were able to kind of put it together.
Okay, speaking of community, friends, it seems that doom metal has spiked in the last some 4 or 5 years, from being almost like, you look on Google and you get very few hits, Now that's a growing huge community, and it seems I want to say that you guys are definitely benefiting from that community. Are you guys seeing that overseas as well, with following like that?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of started overseas in a way. Like our first label was in Germany, and we toured there before we ever did here. Mm-hmm. So we kind of went about it that way, and the reception was really good over there from the beginning, and so we've kept going back and built something pretty cool there. Here was a little different. We kind of had to find an audience here, and I agree. Over the last few years, it's kind of exploded, and I'm not even quite sure like how we fit into that. Like, we're never quite doom metal straight up. Like,
no, you guys are very.
It's a mix.
It's
right?
a mix, but for some reason the doom fans fucking love you guys.
That's really cool, and we play with a lot of like really traditional doom bands. I think it goes well. People have also called us like stuff like occult rock and things.
Yeah.
And it's like I get it. I get all the how it fits in with different genres for sure. But I feel lucky that we're able to play with so many different kinds of bands, and I kind of like it like that. And it's like, I listen to everything anyway. So.
Oh yeah, you guys could definitely tour with a freaking thrash band if you wanted to, or you could tour with a bunch of doom bands if you wanted to. You guys are very cool. You guys are a hybrid of heavy metal, so.
I feel like I kind of like it like that, and it allows us to kind of be a little, pretty free with the writing as well. We're gonna set that pretty wide open.
Okay, cool.
Sound, but I think it's really caught on. There's a lot of really good bands out there doing stuff like that. When we put out our first record, it didn't seem like the landscape was, even though it was only 4, maybe going on 5 years ago, it was quite different. There's a handful of like pretty popular underground bands for sure. Some with female vocals and stuff, and so I think when people write reviews and stuff, they tend to kind of try to find a handle to describe or present. Like this. If you like this, you'll like this.
Yeah.
And so there was some of that going on back then, and but now it's quite different. There's a lot more bands and a lot more publicity for it, I guess, but maybe a wider audience too, which is good for everybody. Yeah.
I think people are coming together more.
Yeah, a lot of maybe like separate little scenes are now kind of discovering each other, and for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that's cool that you guys are benefiting from that. I think you guys are.
I would say
a hardworking band, because you guys tour hardcore.
We have been.
Yeah, a lot of people out there don't know really the hardships of touring for a band. It's tough to be out on the road, sleeping in the van and whatnot. You got any tour stories you can tell us?
Aside from sleeping in the van a lot, it can be tough, but it's also a lot of fun. Like I guess you gotta be into traveling and driving and stuff like that. But it's all about the show for us at the end of the day, And so we put a lot of focus into that, and I think it keeps you sane. It gives you a point to being out there, and maybe in the earlier days, you get distracted more easily by things and crack up a little bit on the road. But these days it's pretty smooth for us, a little smoother than it used to be, because we put that emphasis on the show more, you know. So
yeah, because you guys, geez, I hear some of the other bands go like, "Damn, touring is killing me right now." And there's some bands that just don't stop, and I'm just seeing your name everywhere. You guys went down to down south, right, of California, further south, and now you're coming back up.
Yeah,
and then
this is like a 2-week tour, and it's 13 or 14 shows all in California. For us, it's kind of a smaller tour, but like, you know, it's easy because we have friends along the way and places to kind of drive to and from and stay. So it gets a lot harder when you start going across the country and you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't know anybody, you know. That can get
And any particular
draining.
place that kicked your ass on the road?
Oh man, yeah, we just did a Canadian tour. It's almost 5 weeks, and we had some bad weather, and we were in the mountains for 4 or 5 days. That's stressful, man. Like, it's snowing and it's ice, and
Don't you get afraid? Aren't you afraid when you're driving?
yeah, it's a white knuckle ride, man. But you talk about like setting an intensity level for the show that night. When you finally pull up, you know, you're pretty much ready and thankful that you're there to play.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So all your fans out there, it's for all you guys, right? So any particular place you like to play? You like to stay local, or have you gone somewhere where you were just like, man, this place is cracking?
Yeah, well, speaking of Canada, there was probably the best tour we've ever done for just like all the shows going off in a really good way, maybe with the exception of 1 or 2 out of the bunch. You know, you do a tour and there's always a few shows that don't quite get together, or, you know, some are great, some are in the middle. But Canada seemed to be overall like, it was just a really good scene to tap into, and we played with some really great bands along the way, and it was really cool. I figured it would be really cool, but it was even cooler than we thought.
Yeah.
It was really successful for us.
All right, so that's good to hear, right? Not everything's bad.
Yeah, no, man. Like, you know, it's like, and we like on any tour we play small cities and stuff too, and like, even small towns and non-traditional venues. Sometimes those are the best, man, because it kind of brings you back. Like, I grew up in a small town, and no matter where you go, there's gonna be metal fans, and sometimes it's like sometimes because like a smaller city doesn't get touring bands, so they really appreciate when you do go there. It can be really cool, you know, and so we try to do that too.
Metalheads will come out of the cracks of the wall suddenly if a metal band shows up, right?
Like, who would have thought here? And you know, next thing you know, you're playing like a pizza place in the middle of nowhere, like,
and they'll still come out, right?
Man, and there's people there.
Yeah, some out here in California, out in the desert, they were playing out of warehouses. So they're hardcore.
Yeah, it's a great scene out there.
Yeah, so what's next? Writing again, or?
Yeah, we're trying to get back into that, and it's starting to happen a little bit, and some of the touring commitments are still coming up, and so it'll be a little bit of both over the next few months. We're gonna go to South by Southwest, our first time there, and then right after that we're gonna go to Europe for a month. And I think we'll shut down the touring aspect until we finish the record sometime in the summer.
Take it easy and finish.
Yeah, it's hard to do both at the same time for me.
I imagine so.
Yeah, so we'll just kind of
half the time you're sleep deprived when you're on the road, right?
Yeah, man.
You can't write some riffs like that.
It's tough to write an email, let alone a song. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So. Okay, so that's good to hear. So plenty of riffage coming then.
Yeah, it'll be coming, and hopefully out before the end of the year. That's the plan.
Okay.
You know, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, very excited to hear that.
Cool.
All right, Matt. Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
All right.
Nice interview. Thanks, Frank.
Yeah, no problem.